Good evening, guys. This is Lebanon coming to you with another video. This video is going to be basically the last video probably in our strategy guide series. The reason why is because at this point, the major things that you need to know are basically going to come out in this video. Anything else that you do not know is basically you can look at like the different videos that I've gone through and done. Whether or not it's like an individual topic like portals or how to get Beowulf or whatever. So this video is going to basically be the end of the strategy guide because at this point you'll know how to grow fast up to a G6 and have it to where you can actually compete in a decent level. Okay, so with that being said, first thing that we're going to do, we're going to make this a little bit bigger so you can actually see everything. All right, next. And I do apologize over the delay because finally Hellforge popped up and I am on a separate computer. I got a new computer for Christmas for myself, so this way I can actually go through and do the videos a little bit easier. So I hope I got the settings right. We'll see. All right, now with the different things that you need to know for this part, because of the fact that we basically have been working towards G6, you've been gathering resources, you've been going through and killing different monsters, mainly concentrating on Arachne and also on the, Rise of the Ancient Summon as far as in order to keep the clan happy that you're in. And I have gone through and changed up clans and everything again. Don't know whether or not it's better or worse or whatever, but one thing you guys always got to keep in mind, you will never stay in the exact same clan the whole time that you're playing this game. Clans will thrive, clans will die. Clans will go through lots of different changes, but there's a reason why you look in a kingdom and you see a bunch of empty buildings sitting around. It's because, hey, this clan is not really there anymore. All right, so with that being said, let me show you what I've done since the last time that you guys saw anything with this. You'll notice that I got all my buildings up to level 30. I got the farmer house, we got the mansion, we got the warehouse, temple, academy, barracks, capital is up at 30. We have the forge up at 29, our tar workshop at 25, and then we go over to like our caravan and our portal master both at 30, and finally our consulate at 29. Now, for those of you that are like, well, what about the rest of the buildings? You can do the rest of the buildings at your own leisure, but if we're trying to get up to a certain level quickly, you don't worry about like the lumber mill and the stone cutter and the foundry. You don't worry about these things. You just go through and try and get it to where you concentrate on the buildings of importance first, then you go through and start hitting the other buildings afterwards, like your outer walls. If you're not fighting a lot of player versus player, then you don't need the outer walls. Like the outer walls are only for if you're having to worry about like, oh, my bubble is dropping. But since we are staying bubbled up constantly, there's no worry about this being a level 1 wall. It doesn't matter. And in, saying so, you also don't worry about your resources, your building resources being down at 19 because of the fact that they don't really matter. You gain more by gathering on the world map and also by being in a good clan and getting the prizes from it than you will ever do by going through and making sure that your lumber mill or your foundry or your stone cutter is up at like level 45. Just sorry to say, but it's true. Okay, now with that being said, I got the buildings all up. I have it to where like I actually did gain enough in valor points in order to make progress to where I'm like, you know what, I'm good. And I got like, I think I had gotten up to like 115 billion or something like that, and I started to put it to good use. So I was making sure that I would do like one research and one building upgrade at a time, and have it to where my clan members were helping me out, and then I had it to where I got done with the prerequisites, and then I went through and actually got two of my four. Bear in mind there are four that you need in order, like for the full guardsman level 6. So at this point, I have 3.38 billion. That's not enough in order to get my third one, and it's definitely not enough in order to get my fourth one. So I still need another 14.6 billion in valor points in order to get these two. But this is going to be a project for myself. I'm not going to, basically show that where, oh guys, You need to know how to go through and gain valor points. I think by now you've actually learned that from either yourself or from me or from other people in the game. Okay, so we do have some mercs left over because when they did Authority Rush, there was a certain event that popped up and it was called Authority Rush. Basically, when you're fighting and your mercs die, then it will give you credits towards you can basically get more mercs. And these credits go through an authority rush, and you can gain, like, depending upon the level that you're at, is the kind of mercs that you're going to be getting. So at level 5 guardsman, I was getting level 7 mercs, and these are the different ones that you'll see with those. And for those of you that have been fighting the heroics, you'll notice that some of these are heroics that you can actually fight. Like, this guy, the Overlord over here, he is one of them. So just bear in mind, these monsters are on the stage and everything like that. They're kind of cool to use. So since I do have some mercenaries that I do need to use in the next 2 days and 3 hours, and also because of the fact that we have Hellforge going on, I do want to go through and use these. I'm not expecting a ton of points, but I am going to show you exactly what you need to put those points towards. So make sure that you're taking a look at what exactly is in your forge, what you would like to craft. Now, bear in mind, for Ragnarok and everything, the Warrior Ragnarok, that's the only way that you're going to be able to get this. But Hellforge, you could get any other type, from Emperor's Wrath all the way through these. Sorry, new mouse, it's a little sensitive. Tomb Raider, all the way on up to Guardsman Courage. So we're going to basically do Hellforge in order to get points, so that we can do the shopping and try and make these different ones. I'm going to show you exactly what you need. I'm not going to be able to earn enough points in order to get all the sets, but you'll understand basically what you're going to need in order to be competitive in this game. All right, the very first one that you probably want to aim for, because of the fact that speed ups are very, very costly and everything, and if you're not in a terrific clan and everything, it's going to cost you. The Honored Ruler set. This is something to where you need to keep it as like your main hero is going to have 2 sets of armor. And then you're going to have it to where like your, depending upon if you have Hercules or not, your Hercules needs your Warrior Ragnarok set. So let's look at our different captains. Sorry, I need to close out this. So then we looking at our Warrior Ragnarok set. We have it for Hercules. And then we'll have to have it to where the others are going to have different sets. So like if you have Aurora who's going to be constantly trying to go through and upgrade buildings, then you need to go through and try and have it to where she has an Honored Ruler set. Now what this does is it's going to make it to where she could go through and help you with the speed up of your construction. It can also help you when if she's in there, it will also count towards your research development. And so this is something that you're going to need to get for her. So your main hero will need a peacetime set, and he'll also, or she will, also need a warrior set. So we're going to do basically Honored Ruler for her peacetime set. And then whenever he's at war, we're going to have a different set. So we'll show you exactly what those are. Very first thing let's do, we're going to bleed off these darn, guys, and we're going to show you what exactly Hellforge gives you. Okay, with that being said, we need to have it to where we're going through and getting points, towards our Hellforge. So we're going to have to go find the Hellforge guy. And he's kind of interesting the way that he looks. He's basically got this huge anvil and everything, hammer that he goes through and smashes stuff with. You notice now that because of the fact that I am now level 6 guardsman, I am getting access to basically the top tier of mercs. These are the highest level mercs. And now it's going to be a lower amount than when I can go through and get basically to the next level. Once I get to 7, this number will go from like 8,000 to probably like 16 or 30,000 or whatever. So we're going to use what we got. And because of the fact that this is our monster, this is what he looks like, we're going to go through and plant a little... No, we're not attacking him yet. Oh yeah, we also have Kingdom versus Kingdom that's going on. So I'm not going to be able to do a portal because otherwise I'm going to get attacked. Okay, so very first thing, before you ever attack, hopefully you've noticed this. Make sure that your different things are on. So we have our VIP points, right? Right now we have 53 days left on our VIP status. We also need our personal bonuses. So let's put experience points on there because I think you do get experience points from this. I'm only going to put it on for an hour because of the fact that it's only going to take an hour. You do not get valor points for fighting Hellforge. That is one thing that most people do not realize. You do not get valor points for fighting Hellforge, so don't put it on. Don't put on conquest points. If you already have it on, it's fine. It doesn't hurt anything for it to be on. We're going to put on army strength, army health. And we're also going to put on March bonus because of the fact that I know I'm going to have to hike rather than put a portal by him because it is going to suck. We're going to put on food consumption because I'm going to build a little bit of an army with this. And we need to make sure that our different production resources are all good. So food, all the way, silver, lumber, stone, and iron are all good. I'm not gathering any resources on the world map right now, so that's the only reason why that's not on. These things cost a lot of money in order to go through and get. Needless to say, I've never done them. All right, so now we're good. The other thing is, let's make sure our premium is on. So we're going to put this into martial mode. That's another 25% strength. So we got 25% from our VIP. We got 25% from our premium. We also have our different things under the personal that go through and help us out. Our army strength, army health. And then the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our captain is set up to go. And in this case, since I have Hercules, I'm going to use Hercules. So I do have an artifact attached to it and everything. You'll gain keys in different ways. If you're wondering how to gain keys and go through and set that all up, I do have a video strictly over artifacts, so you can always go through and view that later. This one is just the ranged part. It was one of the few things I've actually gotten artifact-wise, so I'm just like, screw it, whatever. All right, now we're going to go through and set up our guys for our attack. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. I want to add some more men to my group. Now that I have Guardsmen level 6, I haven't built any Guardsmen level 6 troops, so we're going to add a few in. Now, granted, I'm really low on speed ups, but I think I do have enough in order to build somewhat of an army. Now, one of the things that I haven't really talked about in the strategy guide that hopefully you guys have basically noticed from different videos I've been doing, I add what's called layers or stacks. So here's what it basically is. You have it to where any time that you're fighting and everything, and I think I did cover this a little bit in one of my other videos, where your top troops are going to go up against their top troops, and then it's going to have a trickle-down effect to where you're going to have it to where, like, your second best will go against their second best and blah, 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 all the way on. Now, if they run out of a certain type of troops, then your troops will be able to attack basically their numbers without getting hit back immediately. But then what ends up happening is that after your guys die, then they basically go on to the next set, and then they kill them, and then the next set, and so on and so on. So I do have, right now, I have my ranged guys. I do not have melee because I haven't unlocked that yet. And I also have my mounted units and everything, so I'm going to have those guys. Now, these guys are level 6. What I could do is, depending upon my food consumption, which I do have plenty of space on, I could also go through and add in, like, guardsman level from 5. Now, what this does is it adds more troop stacks that the enemy has to go through and deal with. So I'm going to add in a little bit of each. Now, ideally, once you get to Guardsman level 6 and everything, like I'm going to get Guardsman level 6, and then I'm going to go for Monsters level 6. But the good thing is, though, that it's going to be really, really easy to get at least to level 5, because with Guardsman level 6, that means I'm getting Valor points really, really quickly from my Guardsmen and from the Mercs that I have. As your Guardsman goes up, so does your Mercs that you're able to get. So I'm going to get a huge, huge advantage when it comes down to being able to earn Valor points per fight, as opposed to somebody that is a Guardsman level 4 or Guardsman level 5. My hits are going to be way, way bigger. Way more Valor points. So that's the reason why I did Guardsman first, and then you go back through and you hit the monsters and the specialists and everything else second or third. Now, in this case, I went up to Guardsman level 6 because that's where I wanted to get to. That's my happy place. And then I'm going to go through and develop the rest of it in order to keep it to where all this is balanced. But if you have it to where you're trying to go like, oh, I'm going to go guardsman, then I'm going to go to my monsters, then I'm going to go to my special or my engineers or whatever, and then I'm going to finally do like my archaeology. If you're doing it step by step by step, you're going to go really really slowly. I mean, I've already been at this like not even a month and everything, and I'm already basically a guardsman level 6. Not many people in the game grow nearly that fast without spending huge amounts of money. All right, so we got our troops basically set up. We have different layers and everything. We have different, mercs that we're going to be using. I'm not going to go through and add any mercs onto this and all, but if you really wanted to, you could always go through and pay whatever the heck amount it is, depending upon how often you're purchasing, will be whether or not this is a $249 or $99 or $49. I haven't purchased really recently, so that's the reason why it's down to $99. But I have enough mercs in order to basically get across my point and to get some of the different armor that I really do want. All right, so now the attack part. I'm not going to go through and have it to where I do the portal. I just remembered. So we have this whole kingdom versus kingdom crap going on. All right, so we're going to send everything that we got because of the fact that why not? I mean, shoot. We're going to send all these guys too. Or at least as much as I can with my Hercules the way that he's at. I have no idea how much that's going to allow. Almost the entire thing. That's cool. I'm going to take a little bit off and I'm going to put these catapults in because I want them to die. I'm going to take off from the 5s. I won't take off from the 6s. Let's do that. A little bit more. Finish off these catapults. I want my catapults gone because right now they're consuming food that is therefore making it to where I can't make extra troops and everything. So I might as well go through and make it to where those guys die off. Okay, so this guy has 4 different stacks. He has his main dude and everything, which has an advantage up against mounted units. So if you're sending mounted units, they're going to die quick. This one's up against melee, 70% bonus. That's not good. It's against the ranged units, so 55%. And then we also have against the flying units. So if I was smart, I would send a crap ton of ranged units. Because one, these guys are weaker. And two, it's to where by sending the ranged, he doesn't have an especially great bonus against range. So I would basically pick a whole lot of these guys and send them and send these guys as opposed to sending them mounted. So I'm going to decrease on my mounted, increase on my ranged, do a little bit more damage that way. And because of the fact that he has 4 different stacks and I have not only my mercs, but I also have my guardsmen and everything with huge numbers, it's basically going to add to a little bit of an advantage in the fight. I'm still going to lose, but I'm going to take more points with me. All right, so now we're going to go through an attack. We got 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Speed that all the way up. 11 seconds. All right, so now we're doing our fight. Blah, 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 blah. And backwards Hercules. Okay, so he's up at 141 now. That's cool. And we got some points out of it. Let's go through and see what exactly this did. All right, so for Hellforge wise, and bear in mind, in order to, your Hellforge points and everything takes a little bit to register and all. Because of the fact that I unlocked G6, my point threshold before I get like coins out of it is a little bit higher. But I did gain 67,000 points. If you get higher into the game, you're going to be getting a lot more. But it's a start. So 12,000 coins, we're getting close to it. But the good thing is, though, that under closing the gap, which only ever appears at the end of the triumphal month. So that's the reason why that thing's popping up. And then we did pretty good on that. So let's gain some of these. Take care of our Valorant. Okay, so that wise, we're good. And into our rewards again. All right, good. Let's see if there's anything else. Decorations. Yeah, Christmas thing is almost over, thank gosh. I already finished mine for the purposes of the 10-day, challenge. Got some cool stuff out of it. All right, so it looks like we're good there. All right, because of the fact that those mercs are going to die off anyways and everything, we're going to revive them all and we're going to send them right back on in. Make sure you keep track of whenever you're reviving, who you're reviving, and what, like whether or not you should be. So for this wise, like I'll revive my mercs, but I am not going to revive any of my guardsmen because my guardsmen, I have silver and everything. I have 151 million in silver, but I only have so many in potions, and so I have 104,000 in revival potions. I'm not going to use those on guardsmen. I'm going to use those on mercs because I can always replace guardsmen easily with silver, as opposed to going through and trying to replace all of them. So now I'm going to go through and delete all these guys off. Sorry, sixes, you did a good job. The good thing is I'm getting rid of these darn catapults, so bye bye. Yeah, it's like, hey, train 10 engineer course and everything. And I'm just like, well, I'm not down level 1 and all that kind of stuff. And I accidentally forgot to hit 10 as opposed to letting it be the full amount. That's the reason why I had the extra. All right, so now let's go through and train a lot more of these ranged guys. That's going to do it in the quick fashion. Whatever it is whatever it is. It's not always the best move in order to do it this way, but so be it. And let's go down and take a little bit more. We're going to do these mounted guys. I'll do a little bit of them, but I'm not going to do a lot. And then let's go through and hit our guardsmen up. Sorry. Press the darn roller. Okay, so our flyers, I'm going to do a little, but then we're going to add a lot more of the ranged because I want their, bonuses to go up against, like my bonuses, but my best bonus against them is going to be my ranged guys. So we're adding a crap ton in them, and then we're going to gain just a little bit of our other guys. All right, so we are now have a more stacked layers type of approach or whatever. Remember, we don't have any monsters yet. After this is done and everything, because of the fact that I do have leftover 3.56 billion in Valor points, I am going to go create monsters, do the research for it, and try and see how far up I can get. I guarantee I could get probably to monsters level 4 and halfway to 5 with that 3.56 billion. All right, so now we got our army put back together. We're going to go through an attack. Make sure that we fix the armor on our dude. Got to repair it. Remember, guys, Ragnarok is the way that you get this Warrior Ragnarok armor, which does great for the epic battles. I'm using Beowulf on my main also because of, Beowulf because of the fact that like my Beowulf armor is just so darn good and it's lasting forever. That's the only reason why I have him. Okay, so we're still doing just Hercules, so I don't have to worry about the others. Everybody else is good, good, good. He did go up, so I could probably gain a little bit more. I'm going to send as many as I possibly can of these archers. Bring it down, bring it down. Bring it back, boy. Bring it back. Nope. Just being annoying on this one. Close enough. I have an idea. Let's go through and max those. Max these. A little bit less there. So you got to play with this sometimes in order to go through and get exactly what you want. All right, so my archers I think are maxed out or dang near it. It's close enough. And let's go through and attack again. Remember, the purpose of this is trying to get as many points as you possibly can towards Hellforge. Now, your troops and configuration might will probably be different given the fact that you guys are will be at different evolution levels. but you know, try and get what you can out of it. Hellforge is not something that you have to wait until G6 for. You wait until whenever the heck it comes up. Whenever the heck it comes up, you use it. This is a great event in order to go through and get what you need. Okay, so I'm going to go through and revive. And oh wait, oh crud. Oh well. Accidentally revived somebody that I shouldn't have. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know if you guys ever watched the show The Bachelor. There was this one, you know, absolute idiot on there a few years ago, and he would just say to the women, he's like, "It's okay. It's okay." He was an idiot. Anyways, yes, watch The Bachelor. Where else can you see 25 or 30 women go through and hit on the exact same man? Doesn't help in real life. All right, so we did get some points and everything. Granted, you guys can follow your own, you know, like how far you want to go into this before you get it. But it does have some immortal essence on there. It does have the triumphal scrolls and everything. So there is lots of prizes going down. But the main thing that you need is these Hellforge coins. So let's go through and take a look at what exactly we need to do with this. Now, as you notice and everything, like, you know, even for the little bit that I attacked, and it wasn't even that great of mercs that I have. I mean, I could go through and buy a package right down, $99. That would make the mercs I have look like babies. So I'm up to a purple level of guardsmen already. And that's just from this one fight. Now, the amount of coins that it basically takes. See, this is set up very, very differently in my phone. So a lot of times what this will do is it will show you the highest level that you could go through and get one of. And that would be smart and everything if you're trying to go through and individually and slowly go through and increase somebody. But for me and everything, let's say that I was done or whatever. I did not want to go through and fight anymore. I would try and figure out what it costs for this. See, this is only 1.28 thousand, and I have 12,000. So I could go through and give maybe my hero an entire set of 6 of these, or like my best captains, all blue level guardsmen, you know, things, if I really, really want to. But the thing that I really, really want, and what you guys should be aiming for, is basically the Honored Ruler set. That is going to be your very first thing, because the speed ups in this game, like I said before, if you're not in a very good clan and if you're developing in the game, the speed ups cost dearly. You will wait forever just to go through and increase one thing, whether or not it's a building or anything else. So whenever this Hellforge thing comes up, your very first goal will be to get the Honored Ruler set. So for me right here, it cost me 5.12 thousand out of 12,000. I'd only be able to get 2 pieces. I would go with probably the blue set. Yes, it's a little bit of a drop off, but I can do an entire set of 6 for this for, you know, not that bad of a price. The other thing that I would probably do is, because of the fact that I do have Warrior Ragnarok, and the only thing that I'm really doing right now is just gaining VP, and I'm also going through and having it to where, like, if I do a Swift Wayfarer set for Store Aura, to where he can go through and gather quicker, it increases it by 100%. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Or in this case, 60% for the blue level. Now, granted, I would be going through and attacking more in order to get more of this. But for the purposes of this video, you guys can imagine I will be attacking much more until all my mercs are dead, until a lot of my silver is completely exhausted, because right now I am armor poor like nobody's business. So your goal, right? Because of the fact that you guys can do the rest of this on your own. Here's what I would advise that you do. And if you're writing this down, make sure you write this down. So like grab a little piece of paper and pencil or pen or whatever and go through and write this part down. All right, hopefully by now you've gotten that done. Here's what you need to get. Honored Ruler set first. That means all 6 pieces. Like you need to do the different ones, like, you know, the headpiece, the chest piece, the everything else. All 6 pieces of Honored Ruler first. The second thing that you're going to go through and get is going to be the Tomb Raider set. The reason why you need to go through and keep your clan happy. You also need to go through and get different resources and everything. So for Tomb Raider wise, you only need 3 pieces. You can choose whatever the heck you want, whether or not it's the hatchet or like little mini axe, the this thing, or the Hunter's Enchanted Hood, and the Cursed Claw coat or whatever. If you get that, you're fine. Don't care. But you need as high a level as you possibly can, because of the fact that being able to explore higher level crypts is going to be definitely important to you, especially if you're trying to keep a clan happy. So that would be second. Your third thing that you're going to go through and get will be the Swift Wayfarer. Now, the reason why I am advising that you guys go through and add things strictly onto supporting your profile, and this is not warrior stuff, this is support your profile stuff. Because if you have a good city and you have good resources, you can go through and fight any epic or anything else that you want. If you have it to where you don't have enough silver or building resources in order to go through and evolve in this game, then you're basically screwed. So Swift Wayfarer is very important. If you don't have the speed ups, you're completely screwed. So Honored Ruler is completely important. And if you have it to where you can't keep your clan happy and everything and stay in it, then you're screwed. So Tomb Raider is very important. So those are the 3 things that I would start with first. If you have enough points and if you really, really want to and everything, go through and get a Guardsman Courage 4th. So this would be something that I would advise that you actually go through and get all 6 pieces. So if it were me, and let's say that I have the other 3 sets and everything, I'd be going through and trying to get the Armored Ruler set, the Guardsman Courage set, all 6 pieces, because I'm going to outfit my entire hero with a set of it. And in the meantime, I could go through and also give it to like different types of fighters. The other thing that you could go through and get, which is probably a little bit more if I remember correctly, is this one. It is the Emperor's Wrath. The Emperor's Wrath is basically the fighting component of your hero. So you would have basically your Honored Ruler set for peacetime, which would be this up here, Honored Ruler. And then in the on wartime, or whenever the hero is fighting, you would have your Emperor's Wrath set. So basically your goals and everything is going to be this. Honored Ruler first, Tomb Raider second, Swift Wayfarer third, and then 4th would be either, is completely your choice. Do you want to go with one of your fighters? Like, let's say we're looking at Cleopatra. Or do you want to go with, like, maybe your armor for your hero? And that would be Emperor's Wrath set. Your goal between at least the first month and second month of, like, Hellforge is to go through and get all that stuff set up. So that this way, let me show you what exactly your captains are and what you should be looking at. Let's say, for instance, that you do have Hercules. Hercules should be outfitted with your Ragnarok armor. If it's Cleopatra, Cleopatra should have a set of Ragnarok armor, and then she should have a set of basically Guardsman Courage or Emperor's Wrath set, so that this way she can fight whether or not it's against epics or whether or not it's up against other players or any type of normal fighting against a common monster or whatever. Now, the good thing about Cleopatra and also about Ada is they also have their bonus to where they don't even need armor and they're giving you a bonus. That's the reason why I'm not prioritizing Guardsman Courage first. Because right now, Cleopatra's already given every single soldier in my army 137% bonus. So needless to say, you don't need an 8% bonus per piece. 24% is not going to make a big, huge difference. I'll be at 161 instead of 137. So be it. But when you're looking at your other captains and everything, so we want to make sure that we have Straw Ore and have him with his Swift Wayfarer set. We want to make sure that we have Carter with his Tomb Raider set. So if you can have it to where your hero has his peacetime set, your honored ruler, all 6 pieces, then you go on to Carter second, then you go on to Store third, because you always need building supplies and silver and stuff like that you can find on the map. That's completely free. That would help you out. And then you could go through and worry about, do I equip one of my fighters like Cleopatra with a guardsman courage, or do I go through and equip my hero with the Emperor's Wrath? That would make it to where he can fight. So peace, crypts, gathering, and then either fight or fight, and then you do the other one. So the 5th set would be either, if you chose the hero for the 4th with the Emperor's Wrath, then your 5th set would be the Guardsman Courage with either Cleopatra or Ada. It doesn't matter. Whoever's stronger, make them even stronger now. So that's everything that you guys need to know for basically Hellforge and all. Here's what I would advise for those of you that are just like, okay, what's the next step after this? Enjoy the game. Like straight out, and just enjoy the darn game and everything like that. You can go through and have it to where like you're in a clan, you're happy and everything. You know, look at the different rankings for your kingdom and be like, okay, I want to be in a clan that's going to go through and give me lots of chests so I can grow. Or, hey, I'm talking to people on the, kingdom chat, and these people are like really freaking cool. And so, like, you could be talking on Kingdom Chat and everything. You could be like, hey, I want to go through and join, like, ORX or, BZZ or, whoever, SAS. I don't know. Whoever the heck it is that you want to do. GOD. Like, any clan that really speaks to what exactly you like and everything, try and have it to where you're gaining into a better clan and everything. You always want to be moving up and everything, unless you're basically playing for enjoyment. And right now, I'm not playing for like enjoyment. I'm playing to grow in the game. I'll eventually get to the point to where I'm happy, but I'm still growing. So I'm happy. I'm happy growing. I'm not happy with staying in the exact same clan forever. So make sure that you are upgrading everything within your city. Go through and get the correct armor and everything. Now, what you can do is if you decide, like, okay, I got the G6, now I'm going to get my monsters all the way up to M6 and everything. That's fine. You'll be able to get a heck of a lot quicker now because of the fact you already have Guardsman level 6. Like, trust me, this way of doing Guardsman first. One second. Basically going through and doing Guardsman first, and then once you get to a happy place and you go through and do monsters and everything, it is so much faster than the alternative where you did, oh, Guardsman, then monsters, then Guardsman, then monsters, then Guardsman and monsters. That's a stupid. Like, anybody that's ever done that and everything, I'm just like, dude, do it my way and you'll do it 3 times faster. And it's true. You literally do it that much faster. All right. Anything else? No, pretty much should be good. All right, guys. So make sure that you evolve your city. I will still be releasing a lot of videos whenever it comes down to different topics that are coming up in the game. I might have it to where very soon I'm going to start basically playing on Twitch. For those of you that know what that is and everything, where I start streaming basically while I'm playing and everything, and show you guys like exactly how I play on a daily basis. I won't even be talking to you guys through the whole entire time. I might make comments about players or what they're doing, or little different insights as far as, hey, this is a good idea or this is a bad idea, stuff like that. But it's going to be after I go through and do a little bit more evolving in this game. Strategy guide was the next big step for me. And then after this, then it's going to be like, okay, my main is G9 and M9. I completed that today. So now that I'm G9 and M9, now I'm going to go through and start slowly slogging out that whole S9 and everything, for specialists and for also my engineers, or you could term it as E9, whatever. But I'm going to start going through and trying to get those things. If you go through and you've had it to where like you've enjoyed this or whatever, please go through and hit the like button. You can subscribe if you want to subscribe. You can, send me a message directly to Ravens Teacher in Kingdom 100 or, Leffinan, Elfinan in Kingdom 100. And just go through and hit me up and everything. If you have questions, I will gladly answer them and everything because it's easy to go through and do it when I'm like, in the game. Sorry, my alarm's going off like, hey, dumb butt, make sure you do this. And the other thing that I would highly recommend is recommend these videos to your friends that are in this game. Like if you're in a clan and everything and they don't know what the heck to do or if they have questions or whatever, go through and send them a message like, "Hey, why don't you watch, Raven's Teacher on YouTube and everything? His channel will help you out." Like that's the way that I recommend like a lot of people do it because it has it to where if you can help people progress in the game, they're going to be grateful to you and they're going to have it to where they don't want to fight you nearly as much. So then you're going to be able to grow faster in the game because you won't have to worry about constantly getting the crap beat out of you. So try and help other people out, share resources, share insight, share information, help out your clan members and everything. And if you ever decide to switch clans and everything, be gracious about it. Talk to them. Be like, hey, I'm going to move on up to a different clan. I appreciate being with you guys and everything. I'm sorry, but I'm going to leave. And, be civil about it. All right, guys, with that being said, this is the end of the strategy guide sets. I will still be doing more videos and all, but other than that, you guys take care. Enjoy year 2024 and everything since we just changed on over. And other than that, I will talk to you all later. Bye.